Hello, how do? Welcome to the first weekly review of my journey to the World Masters that's going to be taking place in Las Vegas, where I'll be taking part in the 50th year anniversary. Now, these vlogs, or these build-ups to the event, are going to give you an insight into how I'm playing, how I'm preparing for this, who I'm practicing, what drills I'm doing, what I'm doing to try and get the most out of my performance. The two key areas I'm going to look at this from are one, the fitness side, because that is very, very important in regards to being able to hit that peak performance and to be able to sustain it across a day, and also in the playing side. So the throw-in side, it's very easy to make excuses and find problems. One thing I do, if you watch Rate My Hockey, you'll know, is I can quite often forget my darts. So what I've got here is I've got a set of the Matt Edgars in 23 grams, because that's what I'm going to be using, and I've got the flights and stem system I'm going to be using. Now I've got a set down here at the office, I've got a set at home, and I've got a set in my car that is also in a case. So wherever I am, I'm always going to have access to my darts. And I think that's a real important thing, because we don't want any of those excuses. Now, with this week is all about just getting a bit of rhythm. Now, as we know, I haven't been playing a lot of darts recently, so it's all about getting in the flow. And I've actually put a lot of time in. Now, what I've specifically been doing isn't really that drastic. You're not going to learn anything here. You're not going to pick up any drills this week. Good time about that. This week. However, what I can tell you is what I've been doing, and that is I've been getting up in the morning and giving myself a good hour on the board. That has been quite a solid block, where it has pretty much been an hour straight through. And it's pretty much just throwing the darts, like I'm doing now, just throwing at the board, throwing at the targets, just trying to get the dart straight. I'm looking for that release. What I'm looking for is the dart to be landing flat in the board, and I get that with timing. So that's why I've not really been too specific in what I've been doing, and I've just been looking to get that little bit of timing into there. Now, I obviously haven't just been throwing at treble 20s the whole time. I have been shooting around, but I've not been playing any drills with progression. I've been doing warm-up drills. Now, make sure you do hit your subscription, because next week I'll be showing you all the different types of drills which I've been doing, and I'll be showing you how I'm going to make those both progressive, but also so I can hit my criteria. One of the most important things with the drills is that the drill works to a percentage. There's a lot of games out there like Bob's 27, for example, where it doesn't work on a percentage or success. I need to get my minimum targets in there. So that's going to be coming next week in regards to those drills. For now, it's just getting a feel, moving around the board, playing transitional shots, little phase of plays, like I'm just doing here. Double 16, double 8, double 4, double 16, double 8, double 4. Just transitional things that we're going to see on a regular basis. Tops, 10s, 5s. Now, I've probably spent more time this week throwing darts than I have in the last few years. Literally, I'll be sat on the sofa and I'll be like, right, I'm going to get up and throw some darts. I'll be in the office. Oh, I've got 20 minutes. Right, I'm going to go throw some darts. And I can tell you, I'm very, very happy with this part of the journey so far. Now, this is more than just throwing darts, especially when you've been away from the game like I have for a bit, especially when you're hitting a bit older, you have to start looking at other factors as well. One thing I can let you know, because I saw this in the comments when I announced I was going to be going there, yes, there is going to be a special shirt for this event. Yes, it is going to be limited edition. And yes, I am going to reveal it right here on these weekly updates. It'll probably come in week 2 or 3. Once everything's been confirmed and signed off with it, I'll show you the picture, I'll show you the image, what it's going to be like, and then there'll be an opportunity to get involved with that shirt as well. A limited edition run will come of that one, so that will come later on. But for me, there was one real key thing I needed to look at here. First of all, the heat in Las Vegas is going to be horrific. Now, I'm someone who doesn't traditionally like it. You'll see me all the time in shorts. I'm someone that likes the cold. So this is going to be tough, especially considering that you probably can't have the aircon and things on whilst the games are under play. So I imagine they'll have the aircon on, and then as soon as the games start, they might turn it off. So I'm going to imagine it's going to be quite warm. So the first thing I need to do is I need to look at weight management. I need to look at diet, and I need to get a bit fitter, a bit more hydrated. So the first thing I needed to look at was losing a little bit of weight. Now, you'll see here my first weekly weigh-in was quite high. I haven't had a reason to go to the gym, and I haven't had a reason to stay sort of in shape as such. So I kind of yo-yo a little bit. When I've got a reason to do so, I'll put more effort in. So we're going to monitor this here weekly as well. So we've got our week 1. This was last week. I can update that now in regards to this week, and we're going to have these weekly steps in. Some weeks will be bigger than others, some weeks will be less. I have, and I can confirm that I have weighed myself this week, and this is my weekly weighing weight. Very, very happy with this. It's down significantly. Now, you're always going to get that on week 1. Always. Whenever you try to lose a bit of weight, week 1 will always be accelerated. Part of that's just going to be water weight. It's not going to be burning fat. And some of that will come down into the bits that I've been doing. Now, how have I lost this? So I've been in the gym pretty much every day. Some days I'm doing resistance, some days I'm doing cardio, some days I'm doing both. And as you know, I've been doing a little bit of fat burn in the morning as well. Not only that, I've really looked at the diet as well, so I've been reducing the amount of calories I've been taking, and the reason this weight would have came down as well was down to the fact that I've just looked at carb and protein intake. So I've upped my protein intake and slightly reduced my carbohydrate intake by doing this with just simple swaps. So a couple of examples of things I've done. We went to Subway for a jacket potato, and you can sort of do your builder and it puts your calories in, and I noticed that butter was already on there. So I took the butter off and replaced it with double meat. So I had 2 lots of meat. That meat's going to be so much better for me right now than having the butter, but it's the same sort of calories. So I'd rather have double meat. So great one. Sandwiches. So I've swapped out the traditional bread and I'm having thins. And those thins have got a little bit of protein in them as well. So it reduces the carbs, increases the protein, and looking at that fibre as well. And as we can see, it's worked quite well in regards to that. Now, this is going to be tricky in some aspects, because as you know, I do a lot of jobs. Next week, I'm going to be commentating on the European Tour. I'm going to be commentating on the Super Series, the Pro Tour, the Women's Series, which makes it a little bit harder. It's easy to manage and maintain when I'm sat at home and I'm doing these bits, but very, very happy with how this looks right now. Week 1, we are down. As long as we keep coming down, that's going to be better. Now, this is already making me feel better. It's giving me more energy. It's giving me more excitement. I'm not as tired or as lethargic. So lots of positivity in regards to that sort of weight management. So what's coming up? What have we got to look forward to in the next week or so? Well, as I mentioned, I've made contact with a few players in regards to meeting up and practicing with. We're going to be doing that. I've got a player called Paul Lewis who's playing on the WDF circuit. He's also in the Masters. He's going to be coming down here on, I believe, Monday evenings, and we're going to be doing practice sessions here. So it gets me that reps in and that timing, because one thing that I've spoke about already is getting the timing of the release, getting that going, but I need to get that timing of play, being away from the yoki, coming back to the yoki, and most important, reactive play. Setting things up, moving around the board, hitting things when you need to hit them. All these other little factors coming into play as well that we just need to get in there. Some exciting drills coming next week. So a great reason to hit that subscribe. This week's more of a small update. These will be ramping up as we get closer to it. Every single Friday leading up to the World Masters in Las Vegas. Catch you next week.